perfectionist. I'm highly disappointed in our operations team. I'm highly disappointed in our production team. I'm highly disappointed in our entire team because these queens deserve the best, and I don't care how they showed up. They still deserve the best. And,
Yeah.
you know, life is not perfect. Life begins at the end of your comfort zone, but I wasn't comfortable tonight at all. And
Yes, sir.
I love all of the queens.
Yeah.
I just want us to be the best every time. It's just me. And we can't be the best every time. You know, we got to do better, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but look, that is true. But also, before we do that, you set this format up to give people their flowers and have them
Yes, sir.
show their talents. And so no one's going to be defined by a depressed moment, right? Given
Yeah.
everything you've done, to give you the flowers, given everything you've done over the last year and a half to do this, no one's going to be defined by a depressed moment. You just learn from it and move forward, my king. And I know that you.
No, I understand. But for me, I keep it all the way. You know, I wear it
Yeah,
on
no,
my
no,
sleeve.
we know it. Yeah, we know
I
it.
wear it on my sleeve, and shout out to Shaka and Stephanie Mills. For me, they could have showed up on stage and went to sleep.
Yes,
It was
sir.
their night. It was their night, and they put in all the work way ahead of time, way before we even stepped on the scene. They was big queens, but
Absolutely.
I just hate unnecessary faults. I hate when we can. I hate when we can prevent something, you know.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
like, yo, get the camera straight, get the sound straight. Instagram, I just feel like it felt like a little bit of sabotage to me tonight because a lot of background, underground political reasons, you know. And it's like, oh, now y'all want to glitch because. And I know we talking about this on Instagram.
No. Bro,
I think,
listen.
look,
I don't think we disagree at all.
I don't think it's,
You know how
you're
we
not saying
think.
this. I'm saying this as if I were a business person, I would have wanted to keep you on Instagram. When you went elsewhere, it would have been challenging. But knowing that this is part of the culture and it was born there, I think it's great that you have continued to make this a part of Instagram. That said, what's your next step in terms of your being shown on Instagram?
Well,
What can be done to make it better the next time? Because this was challenge.
We give Instagram a lot of power.
Yeah.
You know, Instagram hasn't put $1 up towards verses. You know, we had to pay those queens handsomely tonight because they deserve it and because we wanted to. You know, Instagram, with all due respect, they haven't put $1 into the verses ecosystem as magical as it's been on their platform. So we went to Triller, right? We went to Fight TV, which had no glitches. YouTube had no glitches. Everything was on time, but this Instagram titty that we want to keep sucking on, it's just like enough is enough. And, you know, I disagree with my partners with pulling it from it. But when I see things like this tonight, it makes me want to highly consider it because we're on Instagram because of comments. I want to see these shows for greatness. Forget the comments.
Yeah.
We could comment on everything. So we got to, you know, step outside of the box and be the change that we want. A lot of people want the change, but they can't accept it. It clearly said that to see it in HD, you can go to Triller. But we love this Instagram shit, but like, Instagram ain't did nothing for the culture with the verses. I'm gonna keep it 1,000.
So to that point, because people come to Instagram, I think it's safe to say they come because that's where the comments flow, right? And Superstar Steve Pammin has said a number of times, like there's the two people on stage, and then there's you and me who are on the comments. Is there something in the works to make sure that comments are working better, or in a way that makes sense on Triller and on YouTube as well, so they can have that robust experience elsewhere?
The comments are on Triller. The comments are on Fight. But, like, I like the comments, but I rather the talent to be celebrated in the best quality way as possible.
Sure.
And we can comment to each other. We can comment on Twitter. We can comment personally. You know, let's not let the comments fuck up the quality and fuck up the show. I give a damn about a comment. We got Shaka Khan, you know, and Stephanie Mills on stage, and that should be our focus. And that's what I had to tell everybody, the sponsors, this and that. Man, zoom in. I don't care about this, the banners and the corporate stuff. We're disruptors over here. And I love all of our sponsors, and I appreciate you. But when it's compromising the artist, fuck all that shit. We'll give you your money back. And that's real talk.
Yeah,
That's real.
well
That's real.
said, Ken. But also, I will say, man, and I know you, man, you absorb a lot of responsibility, but we as the audience, and I say that as true fans, we got to stop being so comfortable with just things the way they are, even with paying the money. Like, don't get me wrong, you know, I'm not pocket watching anybody else, but I'm just saying, imagine if we went to see Shaka Khan tonight. The $30 we spent on Triller is nothing. It's minuscule. It's minuscule. We Uber Eats, you get a burger from McDonald's, you spending $30. So to me, now that I know this is going to black folks and we keep talking about supporting black business and supporting our art, I gave you the $30 just on the humble, just on the tip. So, you know, for me, it's like, go and try it. And then when you try it on Triller, you say, okay, well, it's not experienced. That's a different story. But as soon as I clicked on, I'm going back and forth to Instagram. I'm like, it's night and day. And like I said, I'm not here to bash Instagram, but the facts is facts. Instagram barely works when me and Steven talking about verses. How's it going to work when millions of people trying to watch verses? That just makes zero sense.
Yeah, I mean, when we broke Instagram, that should have been the change right there. It's a shame that we started on Instagram and had to go to Triller. Why?
Yeah.
It's a multi-billion-dollar company.
That makes
it's a you want our culture, but don't want our culture.
Yeah.
You understand?
That's
so,
bro.
But,
don't even get me started.
That's true. But the cool thing about this, I know that's true. But as a Talia perspective is, it gave you growth and expansion and made it more black owned and controlled. That's just facts, right? But when you made that move,
no, I'm not complaining about that part. I'm just complaining about the part that the people are attached to, right? The graduation part we're having a hard time with because Instagram hasn't showed up for the graduation, which is why we seen what we seen tonight. Now, if you went on Fight or you wouldn't went on Triller or any other outlet, there was no glitches. It was HD clear. And there's comments on most of those. So we have to be the change that we want.
Right.
If we want to deal with the bullshit, then let's stay with it. And I left this on here, and Tim, we left this on here because this is where we started.
Yeah.
When we did the transaction, we could have dusted the whole thing, but we didn't. But that don't mean that we don't have to grow. We have to grow. We have to like be the next of what we want. They love to feed our culture to the bottom when our culture is the top. We are not bottom feeders. We're top king movers and queen movers.
I think the key thing that you said, which it always comes back down to, is this compromising the experience. If this was just a platform business decision, you know, that is what it is, and nobody can watch your business but you. But to your point, it's anybody can see. It's just not a good experience anymore. No. To your point, the comments are okay, but it's barely watchable. I mean, this is music. You can't have it buffering and doing a circle every so often because you can't get in the groove.
No.
And that's unfair to, like I said, to the artist.
Now, going forward, well, you know, knowing that there's Triller, know it's on Fight, know that you had a Triller on YouTube, will there be any conversations with anybody at Instagram? I know that you said they put no money into this whatsoever. Will there be any conversation with people on Instagram to see if they can make it a better experience? Or should we just spend our energy saying like, hey, check the feeds on Instagram afterwards? Or but
I mean, you have the choice. I think the people have the choice to go to Instagram. My partners don't want it on there. We fight for it. Or go to Triller or go to Fight where you're going to get the quality. And yeah, you got to probably, you know, pay $3, but so what, man? Like, you know,
it's well worth it. It's well worth it. It's so well worth it.
You know, people say that it wasn't like that in the beginning, but the artist was doing it pro bono in the beginning, which is why we gave those artists ownership in the company.
We know.
Now,
We know.
right?
We
We
know.
gave all those artists ownership in the company, but now we got to pay Shaka Khan, Stephanie Mills, and we pay them way beyond what they get paid for a show. Because, just because we try to do the best we can, and we try to raise our culture, but we also got to pay some bills too.
Yeah.
Life don't move off of free air. You know, and we
There
try
you
to
go.
do it.
You built a business in an amazing short period of time and went through the whole stuff where you put your own money in. You started that way, and then you were able to move it to another platform where you gave everybody give the equity, and now it's just time to move forward. We can't get it the same way that we used to in the same fashion. It's just the way a business moves.
It's just the way it is.
Yours just happened to happen in a really, really short period of time, an accelerated period of time. But this is how it's supposed to go. You're supposed to leave how you started behind and then move on.
The reason why we went to Triller was because they was allowing us to free the artists. You know, I was able to do the transaction where the artist got a piece of it. But I hate to say it, but if Versus is white owned, they wouldn't have left Instagram. Facebook wouldn't have let that happen. But being that there's a lot of brown on this side, they let it slide. And I don't care if they glitch every Versus after this. I don't care. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
You understand?
And you could if you wanted to, of course, you could take it off. You could just take it off Instagram if you wanted to. You could just say no more Instagram. That would be your choice, correct? And that's something you could do.
Our partners wanted to do it tonight.
Yeah, he the one keeping it
which
on.
Is why you had the far feed, and it felt uncomfortable because I was supposed to go to Triller, where it was an HD up close 10 cameras and the quality. But we want to play on the ground floor and celebrate the penthouse at the same time, and it don't work like that. If we're gonna graduate, let's graduate.
Look. Everybody wants to make you wants you to make it big, but then to live in the same neighborhood you came from. That's not how it works.
All right,
you don't scramble from that neighborhood and make it so you got to stay.
We would be stupid if we didn't ask this question. We got to get you back onto the music, considering you're one of the biggest producers out there. What was your jams tonight? Like, what did you hear? We got all the technical stuff and the business stuff out the way. What did you hear that you was like, this is why I wanted to have this Versus?
I ain't hear shit tonight. I'm gonna keep it all the way 1,000.
Okay.
I was dealing with too many technical things. Like, what people don't understand is, like, when we put this show on, there's so much work for people enjoyment that we have to do. We don't really get to enjoy Versus, and it's heavy.
Well said.
We don't get to enjoy it.
Oh no, we remember we got to see it in action.
Yeah, you
Steve
did.
and I got to see it in action when you were at the Apollo.
Yeah, no, man, and look, I'll keep it again all the way 100. As this thing grows, we see it, bro. Y'all need some more help. You know what I mean? You doing just, I can keep it 1,000. You doing too much on yourself. I mean, to be running this with Tim and doing the legwork and doing all the stuff that I know you do, because we seen you behind the scenes and we talk to you, that's a lot on you, bro. And just my own personal thing, I want to see you do this for years, not for months until you have a heart attack or whatever. End of the day, it's a marathon. So I just want you to take care of yourself.
And again, you got to understand this. It's okay to slow down the growth. This is again a year and a half. It's taken to get it to this level, and it's okay to you're gonna have some. It's growing pains. It's coming towards the end of the growth.
Teddy Riley and Babyface started as a catastrophe. We've had worse.
Oh yeah, bruh.
Tonight was sweet compared to how we started. These are big boy problems we have tonight. Am I happy about it? No. Do I accept it? Yes. Are we gonna do better? Yes. And blessings to Stephanie and Shaka for showing up, and blessings to the fans. We really appreciate y'all. So, from my heart. And even with Instagram, are they going to be perfect every day? No. But have they been supporting us as far as like where we started? Yes. Could they've done more? Yes. But we always want more. We always want more, but we got to go where it's at, and that's just that. And and we got some more verses coming. We got 22 planned, big. When I say big, big.
Yo, we can't wait. We can't wait, bro.
Okay.
But I mean, the truth of the matter is, like I said, man, all these things, bro. It's like the bull. We did that analogy in the pre-show. The Bulls went 72-10. It is what it is. That 10, once you get that ring on, it don't matter. So chalk this up operationally as just a lesson. But y'all push through, man. Because honestly, me and Steven, we did this when y'all was literally just like we on live right now. The first Teddy and Babyface was basically a conference call.
Let me answer something because
Yeah.
a lot of people keep saying create your own app. Triller is our own app. We do own it.
Right.
Yeah.
Tim and Swiss, we're one of the biggest shareholders in Triller, which is our app, which is black owned. Because me and Tim is black as a motherfucker. You
This is
understand?
true. This is true.
So that's one thing that people don't understand is when we sold Versus, we bought into Triller. So that's like Vivendi and Universal. Okay, like say I created Universal, but sold it to Vivendi, but I own Vivendi.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's called doing business, right? And so a lot of people say you shouldn't have did this, you shouldn't have did that. We did what we were supposed to do, and that's just that.
Yeah, bro.
So
Listen.
let's get familiar with business.
And the culture's benefited. Look, and I think that's the thing. People say, well, they bought into it. No, you can buy into something and still have a whole bunch. Even though you didn't create that thing, you can still buy in. And if you have the right asset you're bringing into it, you can still have, if not the majority, pretty close to it. So that's how.
Listen, bro, we say it all the time in the business. Just because you fly frequently don't mean you know how to fly a plane. Those are two totally different things. And so we got a lot of music listeners, and that's not necessarily the most qualified thing in terms of running a music business. That doesn't mean you don't listen to the customer. You're supposed to listen, but at the end of the day, you listen and you compromise and you move on. It is what it is. But I just want to make sure we always come back to, we need you to keep doing this. We need you to persevere. We're here to help for one reason and one reason only. Who doesn't get joy from seeing the type of queens we saw in action tonight? Like I say, even with the problems, to be very candid, I came on and told Steven, I don't know if you were on here earlier, bruh, Stephanie Mills is a real one. And sometimes you don't know people until you see how they deal with adversity. So I'm just telling you, her stock, not that her stock needed to go up at all, but let me just tell you from one person's point of view, she can't do no wrong, in my opinion. Period. End of story.
Yeah, man.
Today's price is not yesterday's price is not today's price when it comes to Stephanie Mills, and she will go on that tour, and she will get more love, and she will get more tickets sold, and do more business.
Everybody, go ahead, King.
No, please. That was.
No, go ahead.
No, I just, and that's part of what I love seeing about this. Like that is a true takeaway from this album. Forget everything else that's going on. I know it was, it was a challenge for you, but like walk away knowing that Stephanie Mills is going to be in a better place tomorrow than she was tonight because of what y'all did for the culture.
No doubt. Well, bro, we need to let you get back, man, to what you're doing, bro. You look like you're handling business.
I know.
I'm sitting here with Larry Jackson.
Where you are.
Oh, okay.
Now the party's on. No,
that's big moves. Big moves. Y'all making.
Larry Jackson is the reason why we went to Apple when we did, We was mad at each other, but now.
Yes, sir. Tell Larry you said what's up.
No, we sitting here as black entrepreneurs celebrating each other instead of going to war with each other. It's enough. Our culture is going through enough pain right now, and we got to get together and have more patience with our people.
Yep.
No matter what the
dispute is.
No matter what the dispute is, because
say word.
Everybody else that's non-black culture, they'll argue all day, fight all day, and then they'll be at each other's house on Friday having dinner. While we sitting there going to war with each other and can't communicate with each other. Let's start to communicate with each other instead of going to war with each other. You understand?
Preach.
And that's a preach. Go ahead, bro.
Preach.
That's a word.
All right, ask Larry Jackson. Ask Larry Jackson what his ideal verses would be. What's Larry Jackson's ideal verses?
Larry, they want to know what your ideal verses would be. said, wow.
Wow.
Mary J. Blige and Mariah Carey.
Ooh. Ooh.
Hey,
That's a word, play. That's a
tell
word.
Larry
That's a word.
it's still a check to be written. Tell him get it together for you.
We got the check. We're good.
Start calling tonight.
You good.
Let's go.
Let's do it, man.
I love
Let's go
y'all.
with that.
I love y'all.
King, appreciate you so much.
I appreciate y'all support.
Come
when
on.
you guys do what you do, it's the realest. You know, this is what we need. We need people that can bring life and articulate the key thing, articulate the greatness and the intentions. And since day one, I appreciate you guys, which is why I'm on my own live. And I wanted to show up on y'all just to show my appreciation. And Bone Thugs and Harmony in 3-6, I guarantee you ain't gonna be no bullshit.
Oh, come on, man. Come on, we ready.
Tonight was the last night for that shit.
All right, I hear you. I hear you. King, salute. Much appreciate. Thanks for coming.
Appreciate you, bro. Always.
Enjoy the evening.
Blessings and love.
Blessings to the family. Indeed.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yeah, that's always good, man, for the homie to drop in.
Yeah, that's very kind.
Yeah, man, look, we've been there, you and I both, in the heat of this stuff. It gets crazy. But the truth of the matter is, and I know, like you said, he's a Virgo, so he's going to always have those expectations. Mm-hmm. And that doesn't mean there isn't anything to fix. But I just never want, especially the great ones like that, we need to start protecting everybody's psyche as well as their mind and their wallet, right? And so I just tell people all the time, man, this weekend, like everybody just relax. We lost, a good brother in Dolph.
Yes.
You know what I mean? We continuing to lose people, and then we always, have those platitudes. Life is too short. What's the most important thing? Let's not wait for a tragedy to say, hey, what we saw tonight was cool. It's important, but it's not in the grand scheme of life. You know what I'm saying? This is not in my opinion, just to be very honest, we could speak on tonight, but nobody can tell me that defines a Shaka Khan.
Nope.
You can't tell me that at all.
You cannot define people by the worst moment.
Come on, man.
That's the biggest mistake you can make in life is defining people by that.
Especially if you say you love the culture. Mm-hmm. There's a difference between like. Like is when the circumstances are comfortable. Love means you there when it's uncomfortable. Right? So show me you love Shaka Khan. Support her now. Yep. I don't want to hear all that stuff. That doesn't mean, again, that we can't be authentic and have our own opinions. But it's just like a family member. If somebody that's in my family literally knows I'm out of pocket, they could come to me in a way and say, hey, Steve, tighten up your act. It's out of love. But that's different than a lot of the sneak dissing and the hate and the little funny comments that we like to do together. Right. But then we complain when people from the outside try to destroy us. Yeah. So I just say, let's learn the lesson.
And let's hope the people who are close to Shaka have conversations with Shaka, right? Let's hope the people who and I know it's always tough. I mean, we know it's tough sometimes when everybody you surround yourself with is on your payroll, right?
Yes.
Even when it's family members who are on your payroll, it sets up a different dynamic that makes it much more difficult. You whether you know this or not, you're trying to separate yourself from the truth when you put everybody that you trust on your payroll, because then their interests become at odds. And sadly, more often than not, the money wins out of that interest.
There you go.
I'm hoping that the people who are not on Shaka's payroll, quite candidly, are able to step to her and say, like, hey, understand what this was and understand what you mean to people and understand that people are not down on you because of what happened tonight. People are actually more supportive of you than ever because of what happened tonight.
And I would tell you this, particularly for the young artists that may or may not ever hear our voices with this. In the same way you're supposed to keep your ear to the street and what's hot, keep your feet on the ground and what's real. Because then when your people have to come and have these hard conversations, they aren't giving you submission control orders while you in outer space and you have zero gravity. Mm-hmm. They're right there eye to eye. And to me, the great ones, and I'll go out and say it, man, right now, Swiss is a real dude. When we call him, we text him, we talking man to man. That don't mean we equal when it comes to any semblance of music. I'm not that man's peer, but he is really down to listen.
Yes.
And so I tell people all the time, that keep your ear to the street. It's a lot of streets out here. Keep your ear to every street, but keep your feet on the ground, and then you'll be able to overcome this stuff. We've seen the great ones, and I'm starting to see a pattern. That's why I said with verses, you're starting to see a pattern. You're starting to see why the people who made it 30 years make it 60, 70 years. You're starting to see that difference. You're starting to see the difference between the 5 years and the 20 years.
That's right.
Right?
That's
It's a
right.
reason. And it ain't because people are perfect and they don't have their, things. Everyone does because we are human. But that perseverance, that feet on the ground, that solid team, including family in your corner, and that desire to want to give something to the audience. This ain't about the artist. It's not about us. It's not about verses. It's not about Triller. It's about the fans. If you are a giver, you're going to receive. It's that simple. And you've been doing this a hell of a long time. You know the givers, including yourself. They might hit a bump in the road, but life don't ever really deal you a completely bad hand if you basically are about that. And that's art or not.
I think that's very true. Look, everything has a happy ending. If it ain't happy, it just ain't the ending yet.
It ain't.
Right? Everything has a happy ending.
If it ain't happy,
it ain't the ending.
Come on, man. Say less.
By the way, I love that term, say less. That's one of my favorite terms of all time right now. Hey, for all the people who came from Swiss, we are the Steves. Superstar Steve Pam below. My name is Stephen Hill. And what we do is before the verses, we have a pre-show, like, they do like the pre-show, like Brent Musburger and James Brown before the football games to size it up, and then the post-show. And that's what you've stumbled onto tonight. And we appreciate you're here. Appreciate that Superstar Swiss Beats brought you here.
Absolutely,
and,
absolutely. And a shout out again to Swiss for always supporting us.
Yeah.
Back when we was doing this and 20 people were watching, he would go out his way to text me and give me some clarity, give me some feedback. Like I said, man, that dude's a real one.
Yeah, he is. A shameless self-promotion, by the way. Once again, check out the American Music Awards. It's black produced. Just so you know that. It's completely black produced.
I wish I knew the producer.
Superstar
I knew the producer.
Jesse Collins, Dion Harmon, and some other folks you may know. Sunday night. By the way, did I mention the New Kids on the Block and New Edition on the stage at the same time?
At the same time.
For the first time ever. All right, shameless promotion over. Superstar Steve Pam. Again, happy Founders Day +1 for you and your bros.
Absolutely.
Parting words, sir, or we have them already?
Honestly, man, parting words are love tonight. We learned a lot. Love it. Stephanie Mills, girl, go get you some rest. You earned your crown, queen, and we here to salute you. And before I go to bed tonight, I'm going to listen to a couple more jams just off the rip.
Even though I didn't get Rising Desire, the desire is rising to see Stephanie Mills live. Check out. Just go find out where she's going to be in your area and throw flowers on the stage. I will, if you in my town, you will see me doing just that for Stephanie Mills. And for Shaka Khan. I want to be clear. And for Shaka Khan. Next time Shaka come through, I'm going to be going to see her as well. Not even a question.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing is that I will personally do this, not on behalf of Swiss or anybody. Call up people we know at Facebook and Instagram, people at Apple, people at Microsoft, YouTube and Google, all of these tech companies rally behind their joint ventures. There are other ways companies do partnerships, license agreements all the time. This platform with Versus is too important to let, and by the way, it's all de minimis relative to the literally $5 to $6 billion of market cap, the $1 trillion, I should say, of market cap of the companies that I reach. So if it's one thing they could do, stop the performative diversity stuff, stop all of the talk. When push comes to shove, help these Black artists provide the best experience. That doesn't mean pay them anything that they're not worth. It doesn't mean do anything that's not good business. But you can't tell me, as long as I've been in business, it's not fantastic business to make sure the best of Black America gets a seamless technology experience. That I will,
Say it one more time.
go to
No.
my
Say
grave.
that loud one more time.
No, no.
That's it. That's it for us.
Literally, again, it is the best business decision to provide these Black artists with the best possible technology. End of story. If you want me to buy your consumer goods, if you want me to be on your platform, guess what? Show me you treat Chaka Khan great. Show me you treat Stephanie Mills great. Because if you don't treat them great, how do I believe you're going to treat Steve Hammond great?
That's it for us.
As Nas would say, we don't believe you. You need more people. Absolutely. Absolutely. My man, Stephen Hill.
My brother.
Bro.
My brother. Love you
back
too.
In the saddle,
love
man.
you too. Indeed. We're going to do this
Good
again.
Good luck on Sunday, my G.
Thank you very much. What's happening Sunday? Oh, that's right. It's the American Music Awards. Sunday at 8 p.m. on ABC.
Produced by Stephen Hill.
Edition.
Love it.
And love you too, bro.
All right, man.
It's been a great night. Thank you,
Yes,
James Swift, for coming by. Thank you very much. Have a great night.
Peace.